Oh, there's Brittany. All right, sweet. Hey, what's up?
Hey, Isaac. How's it going?
It's going good. Hey, you heard anything from Tom?
I haven't.
Haven't heard anything from him.
Let me give him a call real quick.
Yeah, see what's going on there.
So, a little problem. Something huge came up at work, and he's not going to be able to make it.
So what are we going to do for our second person? Like,
give me like 10-15 minutes, and I'll try to find somebody, okay?
All right, I'm going to go get stuff set up.
All right, I'll meet you inside.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
Let's do this dance.
I'm ready.
All right, let's get on the show.
Hey, what's up? I'm Brittany Newman.
And I am not Tom Bradley.
He's Jason Todd, right?
That's right. I'm here. Tom couldn't make it, so gonna do my best. Never done this before, but we'll see how it goes. I'm looking forward to it.
And you've been around moto for a long time, so you know a few things about it. And this weekend, you know, we were at a huge race, the Ballance Regional, and this place was stacked. It's the first youth regional for, you know, getting into Loretta's.
That's right. There were tons of fast guys there. Adam Cincerillo, you may have heard of him. Daniel Baker, Carter Stevenson.
Even Jace Pennington, he was fast. Chase Sexton, so many fast riders. A lot of the girls were fast too. And you know, the track overall over the weekend, I raced on Saturday and Sunday. When I first showed up, you know, I thought, I don't really know if I'm going to like the track. I ended up liking it quite a bit, and it held up over the weekend too.
Yeah, looking at the highlights, it looked like it held up well. Looked like it flowed very well, and I say we quit talking about it and start showing some stuff.
Let's do it. Jason, the first moto we're going to look at is the Super Mini 1215 Moto 2, and out front, Adam Cincerillo, and this is a class that the factory teams are really going to watch. I mean, for instance, Adam Cincerillo already has a pro contract. Yeah,
he's signed through the next 3 years, I believe, with a pro circuit, guaranteeing to ride his first 2 years with pro circuit. And some fast guys up behind him, too. You see the 29 of Mitchell Harrison.
Yeah, that kid's legit, too.
The number 60 is Stone Edler, and also the 486 of Chase Sexton in there also.
Yeah, over the weekend, Chase rode really great, but you know, looking at Adam Cincerillo, that kid is just gnarly fast.
He has every reason to be fast. He trains at Villapotos. His parents have put their whole life into it. I've heard on interviews before that he decided he wanted to be a pro racer at like 4 years old when he was watching McGrath.
And that just kind of established, you know, like how important it is to do well at Loretta's. I mean, he did it, and now he's got this pro contract. And then you see these other kids that are really trying to push to get to his speed, like Mitchell Harrison, and then number 60 that's having a great battle.
Yeah, and you see the number 60, you know, he's really pushing, wants to make the pass in the second, just push it a little bit too hard and loses front end and goes down.
And he was lucky enough to still finish well enough in this moto to get qualified for Loretta's, but an easy mistake like that can cause you, you know, your whole chances.
And there you see Cincerillo cruising to the finish, and you actually had a chance to talk to him, right?
Yeah, we're going to catch up with him and a few other riders right after his moto win.
I got a good start and was able to pull a lead in the first couple laps while all these guys were battling, and they're all going really fast, so I had to just stay on my toes the whole time, make sure I didn't make any mistakes, you know, that would cost me the win, so it came out good. I actually have always kind of been good at starts, so I like concrete just because I think it requires a little more technique than dirt. So yeah, I like it, and so far it's working out good.
I didn't really expect to get second behind Adam, but Mitchell fell right behind me, and it made a big gap, and then he was catching me at the end, but there was only 5 laps, so you had to get a good start, and it was a really good race.
I got a decent start, came through the pack, caught up the chase, just went down in the corner, so I had to work my way back up. No, I think I need to be at least in the top 2 or actually winning, but 3rd place is good. You can't be angry about that. But
Jason, hearing some of these interviews, you know, Mitchell Harrison right there, he did really great during his moto, but still wanting to do better.
Yeah, that comes with, you know, parents put a lot of pressure on the kids put a lot of pressure on themselves, and even though they finish well at the regional, they still want to be up there to win, you know, that way they can prove that once they get to the regional that these guys, Cincerillo's got a target on his back, and you can tell that Harrison's one of those kids that feels like he can beat him and feels like he should beat him.
Yeah, and you know, speaking of Cincerillo, something that's interesting about, you know, the regional events is it's a 3-moto format. So he went 1-1-1, and we noticed a few other riders doing the same thing. We're taking a look at some of those.
Yep, let's check them out.
The first one is Nicholas Romano. and he was riding in one of the 50 classes. There were some 30-some people in his class. It was the 51 class, 4 to 6 class.
He looks like he has pretty good form for a 50 rider. I mean, these parents start these kids out young, and they breed their kids for champions, so he looks like he's got it down.
Another girl that was really impressive was Hannah Hodges on the 172, and not only did she win the girls 12 to 15 class, but looking at some of the results, she was actually in the super mini class with Adam Cincerello and all of them. Her first moto, she finished 9th in it, and the next moto, overall, she ended up 15th, and this is out of 56 entries at the regional. That's legit.
This girl is fast. I had the privilege of watching her ride this winter down in Waldo in Florida, and she was easily the fastest 80 rider there. She was putting it to the little boys. She was putting it to the boys.
Next we have the mini senior 12 to 14 Moto 2. We're going to have our Midwest Tour rider in this, Jace Pennington, pulling the whole shot on the KTM. That's right, he's on orange now.
Yeah, looking fresh on that new bike.
Also in this moto, we have the number 24 of Carter Stevenson. I was really impressed with him, and also the 382 of Tanner Stack, and he's on Team Green, isn't he?
Yeah, I believe he's a teammate of Cincerello, so I'm sure once in a while they ride together, and sticking up front there with Pennington.
Yeah, these top 3 are going to stay pretty close, and Jace, just really showing that he's confident on this new bike, and it's not easy to do that at a regional, to have that much confidence out front.
And I don't think he's been riding these KTMs very long too, so he really looks comfortable.
Carter Stevenson is going to really try to push the pressure on him, and then also the 382 of Tanner Stack, kind of making his way into the picture, wanting to make a move really bad out there.
Yeah, and really it seems like the top 5 are all close together. I mean, 4th and 5th are still right there. It's really anybody's race at this point. One mistake and you never know what could happen.
And Jace is just really hammering down that straight.
Yeah, he's got good form, and he's dialed on the new bike.
Yeah, and speaking of new bikes, for a rider to switch mid-season on a bike, it's not always the easiest thing to do. Sometimes it takes a while for you to adjust to the bike, but at the same moment, you look at somebody like Stewart, who wasn't comfortable on his Yamaha, and then after he switched to Suzuki, pulling out the Moto wins. And I know Jace said that he was more comfortable on the bike because it had some more room for him, and it looks like it's working for him.
That's right. Being comfortable is key. I mean, this sport is so mental that one thing can mess with your head, and if you're not comfortable physically and mentally, then it throws you off your game. And at a race like a regional for Loretta's, you can't afford to not be on your game.
And yeah, speaking of some kids that were comfortable with the schoolboy class, fast.
Yeah, the schoolboy class looked really, really good. And
yeah, and out front here we have the 431 of Daniel Baker, the 62 of Jordan Smith, and also the 7 of Josh Osby. Such, nice kids all around.
Yeah, and not just nice, but hammering. These kids are throwing down right now.
Yeah, there's going to be a great race here between the 62 of Jordan Smith and the 431 of Daniel Baker. I believe that was Jordan Smith trying to go to the inside there, not quite making it happen on this first lap.
No, but he's still all over Baker, and Baker makes a mistake, we might see a lead change.
And this line to the inside, it was sick. Like, I don't know why more people weren't taking it the entire time, because you can make up a lot of time like he just did in the pass.
You can see it's a good line because Smith makes a little bit of a bobble, but he still gets the pass done.
It was just so much better to go quicker to the inside there instead of all the way out to a different line.
He's cruising, and I'm pretty sure he goes on to take this moto win pretty effortlessly.
Yeah, going through that roller section too, and then moving into the picture, we're actually going to see the number 45, Hayden Melrose, moving into second. I don't know where he came in the moto, but that's awesome, pulling out second in the schoolboy class. Wheels, here we have the 65 711 mod class. These kids were ripping. We're looking at the 202 of TJ Uselman right now. I think I'm saying that right.
Yeah, right now he's in 8th. He's working his way up, trying to maintain that spot to get that last bid to go to the ranch.
Yeah, you need to be in the top 7 this weekend in most of the classes to qualify for the ranch. He was pretty consistent in his motos, going 8-8, and then this moto he had some bad luck. Didn't end up qualifying, and we'll talk more about that later. But right now we have a battle for the lead on the second lap.
Yeah, you see the
111 of Bryce Clark and 24 of Tommy Rios. They're going to go into this option section here. It looks like we have the 111 out in front, and Rios is really going to charge hard into this corner, maybe take the inside here.
Yeah, you see him give him just a little bit of a nudge. He wants that spot, and he's going to take it.
They're going to have a great battle up until the end. We actually have the 111 dropping back, and the 31 of Devin Kussmeyer moving into second.
Yep, and you see the 24 with a little 1 foot over the finish line, and he's feeling it.
So he was filling it out there, but there was riders in the moto that looked pretty good, like the 111 of Bryce Clark and also the 202 that was doing pretty great in these motos, but the inconsistency came into a factor for these guys for qualifying for Loretta's.
Yeah, it looks like the 202 had a 8-8 and then a 19th last moto.
So, you know, if he would have got another 8th place finish or maybe a 7th place finish, he could have easily been going to Loretta's. It just kind of comes into a factor of how important the 3 moto formats are and how, you know, kind of different it is from the local races.
Well, and Brittany, you've been there before. Why don't you explain, you know, the difference, explain the heartache of not making it versus what it's like to make it. Explain the emotions.
Oh, I mean, it's pretty intense. You know, if you're making it, you're on top of the world. I mean, last year when I made it, I was like crying. I was so happy because I had put so much work into it, and you know, doing it on my own time and dime. It was just, it meant a lot to me to make it last year. But then, you know, if you're not making it, if you've put that much time into it, it's just, it's awful because, you know, that's what, as an amateur motocross racer, that's where you want to be at, is Loretta Lynn's.
That's right. It means a lot to go to Loretta's. You know, that's what everyone works for all year. But if you didn't make it this time, it's always nice to have that backup regional.
Yeah, and we actually still have some more highlights to show you. You know, the next part we're going to have Lance Kobush in there. Super fast kid. He actually had a little bit of an issue, ended up getting hurt. We'll tell you about that in the next segment.
And I think we got more clips of the Adam Cincerillo too.
So make sure you check it out.